Invite people to a bris. Why don't we invite people to a circumcision? Because to every single bris, Eliyahu Hanavi comes. Because Eliyahu, the prophet, comes, it's inappropriate for somebody not to come when there's such an esteemed guest. So if you invite somebody to a bris, and he says he can't make it, it's not going to be what could be more important than coming to a circumcision where a child is entering a covenant with Almighty God? Our Eliyahu Hanavi is there. You can't say no to Elijah. So that's why we don't invite, we announce. You announce a bris, and anybody who can make it, obviously will try and make it. So thank you all for making it. I have the role of the grandfather here, thank God, the proud grandfather. And the star of the show is crying, he's doing his job. They didn't do anything to him yet, so you can be sure that he's just a stage fright. Everybody's going to be watching him and so on. He's not used to the crowd. And we're going to start with Kvata. Kvata is literally Godfather. A couple that enters, brings the baby, a couple of a husband and wife, and our dear daughter and son-in-law gave us the honor, the grandparents, myself and my wife, to be the Kvata. Kvata! 1 second, the Ismail is busy.
The Rebbetzin.
זה הכיסא של אליהו, זוכר לטועם לשעוס הכניסה אדוני סיברתי לשעוס לך אדוני ותזכו סיסי אליהו מלך חברי סייני שכל לפניך המועד על מיני וסמכני סוס אורלויכי אני מרוסךו כמועצי שולו לרוב שולו עם רוב לארץ ועשךו ואין לו ממך שואל אשרי תפרס גורש כחצרכו תזמור בוטלוסךו גדוי שתכולךו מהכיסא ואני מכבד עדינו מהכיסא באמת טובים כיסא הרב אליעזר אשכנזי, זכור את צנדי כהן. איך אתה מסמיך? הרב חיים אליעזר אשכנזי, חיים אליעזר אשכנזי, זכור את צנדי כהן. תיקח את זה גם ככה וגם ככה, זה לא יעכב.
Amen. The shame, Shanichas, Labris, the Konas, the Teira, the Kufal, the Maistim, the
ברוכס, עמיתם לברוכס, שלייגיתם?
ברוכס זה schwer, das Eden.
המורד העשה הרב יוסף חיים קנטו מכובד מברוכס עמיתם לברוכס? אבי הבן מכובד מתמיד לברוכס gibt es heute ob es besser, der Druck ist nicht so gut. Das ist nicht.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, beirei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidesh yedid mi beten. V'chai k'pish'ei reisam, v'tzetzav chosam b'yais bris kodesh. Al kein bischar zoisel chai chelkeinu tzureinu, tziva lahatzil yedidu shereinu mishachas. Leman brisei asher som bivsareinu, Baruch atah Adonai, Kodesh saberim. Eloheinu v'le'aviseinu, Kayem esayel edazel, Oviv u'li'imoi, V'kodesh mei b'Yisrael. Meir Shloima ben Pesach Gavriel, Yismach Oav b'Yitzei Chalotzo, V'sogel imoi b'fri v'itnok ha'kosov, Yismach Ovicha v'imecha v'sogel uladetecha v'ne'emar, Vo'ever olaych vo'erech mispeiseses b'domoyich, Vo'imar lov b'domayich hayich, Vo'imar lov b'domayich hayich v'ne'emar, Zochar li olam brisei davatziv lelev deir, Asher kores es Avram u'shvolosei leYitzchak, Vayamideh aliyayin kev lechek, L'Yisrael brisei lam v'ne'emar, Vayom al Avraham es Yitzchak b'nei ben shmeinas yomim, Kasher tziva oisei Elohim, Oidul Adonai ki tev ki li'olam chazdei, Oidul Adonai ki tev ki li'olam chazdei, Meir Shloima ze hakoten godel yiyeh, Kishem shenichnas laveris, Ken yikones l'seiro lechupa l'maisim tovim.
Bönisch und Neulam, die Hirot und Kanepa, Shie, Choshu, Kanepa, Kilo, Kilo, Lifnei, Kisei, Kanepa, Ato, Vachamecha, Rabbi, Sholach, Yidei, Malach, Koshim, Shomot, Koshim, Torah, Meir Shloime, Ben Pesach, Animal Ato, Shimcha, Godel, Shie, Libo, Koshim, Visko, Shemilo, Shosvan, Koshim, Milmoid, Ulam, Vishma, Velassi, Ten, Loa, Rifus, Yom, Veshonim, Chaim, Sheli, Rasfei, Chaim, Sheli, Oisher, Vechoroi, Chaim, Shedemale, Mishalo, Isliva, Letoiva, Omi, Vechein, Yehi, Rotzoin, Mishe, Beirach, Avoiseinu, Avro, Mitzvah, Yaakov, Yisham, Dovish, Bemo, Yivor, Itzel, Derach, Animoil, Meir, Shloime, Ben Pesach, Gabriel, die Mames nomen? Chaim Mushke, Bavir, שאני אתן עבור לזדוק על ביקרחוי למדינת המשחק ובשבות ונשלח לו עם מהר אותו שלם ולכוח מהחבור שעשו גידו גדלו לתואר לחופה למעשים טועים ונאמר אמן
We ask all the Kohanim to please. All the Kohanim.
Let's quickly, no?
Veidaber. Shmuel.
This is
Veidaber.
סגרת? ככה גם אני עושה.
אוי, הזכירה.
מושקע. Ellie's going to give the baby to Mushka, is that okay? Ellie's going to give the baby to Mushka. Me and my time, it should be for everybody in the Kila. L'chaim, l'chaim. just wish that the baby should, that he comes now into the covenant of Abraham, that he should go to Torah, or the Chuppah, or the Maisim Tovim, that he should become a Torah scholar, like his Zayda and the other rabbis, and he should one day get married, who knows where, but he should also, most importantly, be a man, a mensch. He should be full of good deeds, and surrounded by people like yourselves, by his grandparents, by hopefully myself and my wife. That should be Mekuyim, that should happen. L'chaim, l'chaim. Special mention to our Sandik, the person, the highest honor is bestowed during the bris. So there's about 13 different honors that you could become, that you could give out throughout the bris. But I want to recognize the honor of the Sandikos, which was Rabbi Chaim, Rabbi Eliezer Ashkenazi, who held the baby throughout the Brit Milah. And it not only was he honored to be the Sandik today, but it also happens to be his Yom Huledet. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov. So we have a cake over here for him and the baby. Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov. From Rabbi Eliezer, not only was he the Sandik, he held the baby, but it's also his birthday. And we know that on a birthday, when Yom Huledet, Mazal Gover, so we should, Eliezer, please bless us all, and we'll all get our own personal brachot soon. L'chaim. I want to invite him up to say a few words, and also, before we bench, I'm going to I'm going to recite a Hasidic discourse from the founder of the Chabad Hasidic movement, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, after Rabbi Cantor. Ba'avod. Time.
Wow, L'chaim. The Mai Desiyem Ho Posacho, what Gabi finished with, I'll start with. And by the way, I shouldn't just call him Gabi. In Australia, he is known as Rabbi Gabi Kaltman, one of the movers and shakers of the Australian Jewish community. When the Jewish member of parliament in Canberra wanted to put a mezuzah, he didn't call any of the senior rabbis. He called the rabbi who's the mover and the shaker. He called our son-in-law. And he was there in Canberra, he put up the mezuzah, and all the press was all over him. And he's like a fish in water. But he said that he wishes the baby should be a Torah scholar like his grandfather. So I want to tell a story of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, which is the reason we're here in Thailand. The Cantor family has nothing to do with Thailand. The Shkukla family has nothing to do with Thailand. The Hecht family has nothing to do with Thailand. We're in Thailand because we were sent. We were sent by the Lubavitcher Rebbe. That's why it's very important for us to maintain that sendingness. And tonight we'll be going to attend the Kinnus, the gathering for all the Rabbi Shluchim, to make sure they walk the talk. Make sure that after 27 years in Thailand, they haven't become Thai. In nationality, yes, but that they haven't become Thai in their way of thinking, and that they still represent unequivocally the word of Hashem, the word of His Torah, the word of mitzvahs, that nothing makes them yield. Just like the Rebbe in Russia, when he was faced with a gun, and the NKVD, the KGB, told him this toy has made many people speak, and he told them this toy, a pistol, can only scare somebody who has many gods and only one world. I have one God and more than one world. A gun cannot scare me. Thank God we don't have to face guns usually, but we face all other kinds of pressures. So we're here in Thailand, and the Rebbe told my grandfather, Olav Hashalom Harav Hecht, Abraham Dov is their first Bechor, and he's named after Abraham Dov, Harav Abraham Dov Hecht. But my Zayda brought his Einikol, he brought his grandchild to receive a blessing from the Rebbe. Not me, he brought another grandchild, a younger cousin. And he introduced him, he says, this is my grandson. And the Rebbe gave a big smile, he gave $1 to the Zayda, to my grandfather, and to my first cousin, his grandson, and said, you should become a Torah scholar bigger than your grandfather. And then he looked at my grandfather with a huge smile, and he said, Mistame, I remember the exact words, probably you will agree and you will have nachas from it, you won't be jealous. If your grandson becomes better than you and greater than you, that's a source of nachas, not a source of God, of anything else. So Gabi said those words, reminded me of the words I want to bring down, that blessing that the Rebbe said, that this Meir Shloimeh should be a big Torah scholar, a Chassid, and a Yerushalayim, and a Lamdan, much bigger than his predecessors. But who is he named after? So when anybody hears the name Meir Shloimeh, they know that the Lubavitch Rebbe had two grandfathers. Grand-grandfather was his father's father. Grand-grandfather was his mother's father. The Rebbe's mother's father's name was Meir Shloimeh. Harav Meir Shloimeh Yanovsky. And I have a classmate who's, I guess that means 50 years ago, he was a second cousin of the Rebbe. He was given the name Meir Shloimeh. The Rebbe had very much delight from it that the Rebbe himself didn't have children. So the only ones that could continue the lineage and honor his parents and grandparents with giving a name were the Hasidim. And so we have a Levi, Kaltmans have a Levi, and his father's name was Levi, and his grandfather's name is Meir Shloimeh. But they're very creative, our dear children. The baby has a great-grandfather called Meir. My father-in-law, you know, Reb Zalman Shmukler, Muhammad's father, his father, his name was Meir, and he was killed in the Russian, he was drafted to the Russian army during the Second World War, and he was lost at the front, he was killed. He had two children, my father-in-law and his brother. My grandmother, his wife, in other words, was left an almana, she was left a young widow with two little babies. God blessed her, each of those two sons had 13 children. My wife being one of them. 13 children from two sons, and Baruch Hashem, the family, from one young man and young woman who had two babies, at a time when it looked like the Jewish people was, God forbid, hanging in the balance. And look what we have today, thank God. So the name Meir is very emotionally laden, and the name Meir means to light up, to illuminate. Meir. The name Meir particularly reminds us what the Gemara says, Meir Einei Shneim Hashem. That is, that when you teach somebody else, you may think you're giving up of your own time. When a rich man helps a poor person, he may think that he's diminishing his wealth. When you give of your time, when you give of your own piety, in order to help somebody else connect to Hashem, you may think you become diminished, but the exact opposite is true. Meir, Einei, Sheneim, Hashem, Hashem illuminates, both of them become more wealthy, both of them become more learned, and so on. So this Meir Shloimeh, who's born here in Thailand, will be, Mitzvah, a source of illumination for Klal Yisrael, and of course we know what the name Shlomo means. Why was King Solomon called Shlomo? The word Shlomo is based in shalom, in peace. And the pasuk says, Ki shalom haya biyamav, because there was peace in his days. And we wish and we pray that this young Meir Shlomo should be witness to the peace, the ultimate peace which we're waiting for. Shalom haya biyamav, when Solomon and his father King David will once again assume Yeshev al Kisei Mamlachto, David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayam, that Almighty God will bring the Mashiach. And there'll be shalom, there'll be peace, there'll be or, Meir. And Meir Shloimeh should be that neshama, that soul that comes down here and gives the final push to be able to have the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days. Mazel tov to my dear daughter Chaya Mushka, Mazel tov to my dear son-in-law Pesach Gabriel, of course my dear Nevitzin, and to all of you for coming here to celebrate together with us. Hashem should grant you an abundance of simchas. It's no secret. You all read my emails. You see the pictures. You know that God has blessed Nechama and I with simchas. Why is it when people get joyous, they start to cry? Because it's so much simcha, you don't know what to say. God has blessed us with benevolence, with kindness, with chesed chinam, undeserved kindness. simcha and joy that's indescribable. So what do you say when Hashem gives you so many joyous occasions? You say, Hoidu la Hashem ki tov ki la'olam chazor. We praise Hashem for He is good, for His kindness is everlasting. And we, Nechama and I, bless each and every one of you at every stage you are in life. May Hashem show that benevolence, that kindness for you, for your loved ones in health and in sustenance and in nachas, in every single thing that your heart desires for the good. May we be able to celebrate together, as they say in Yiddish, gesundheit, healthily, und freilicherheit, with a lot of joy. And may this simcha be the ultimate step into the simcha of Mashiach. And may the cameraman of Ezra Hashem, who's one of our miracles of Thailand, he met his wife at the Chabad Young Professionals. And that's an unbelievable thing. May they be blessed with a lot of simcha,
Ben Zachar!
joy.
Ben Zachar!
Why not twins, boy and girl? Whatever Hashem sends them. L'chaim, l'chaim. His wife says, Amen. L'chaim.